Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces. That mean you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back.
What's up, guys? Landon Troyer here with Business with the Boys, coming to you solo today. David will hopefully be joining me here next time, but I'm going to run through just another topic that I think is pretty relevant in the business owner space that I'm seeing with a lot of my private client side of things. And today we're going to talk about how to increase 401k participation and why you should actually want to increase 401k participation. So before I jump in, quick shout out to Landjet for the sponsorship and partnering with us on Business with the Boys. We truly have appreciated Landjet helping us out and keeping us going here. If you guys ever have an event or a working day where you need to travel, I would personally thank you and appreciate it if you would at least just check out Landjet. They are a great option. If you're looking for a fully mobile office, they've got you covered, right? So you're going to have your own driver. They're going to see you safely to and from your destination. It allows you to maximize your time and energy while you're on the road. Take your team with you. If you just want to have a night out on the town with some friends where you're going to have a few soda pops, again, hit them up. They are a great option. Use them all the time, and they are great from a productivity standpoint. Okay, jumping back in. Why the hell would you want to increase 401k participation as an owner, right? I have struggled with this and heard this, myself and from clients for years. The reality, guys and gals, is that happy employees make great businesses. I know it's not always fun to match funds, but hey, who's to say that you even do an employer match? It's not something that is necessarily required. It's not required at all, actually. But just some statistics on the 401k side of things. You've got 50% of U.S. companies don't even offer a 401k plan. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but think about how many small mom and pop shops there are out there company-wise that they're just not offering anything to their employees. Maybe they don't have the ability to. That's one thing. So 50% of employers don't even offer a plan. So if you are offering a 401k plan, you're in the top 50%. Of that, I think something like 50% of that number offer a match. So there are a lot of plans out there that don't, offer an employer match. That's a big thing as well. So again, you want to get your employees to a place where they feel good about their personal financial spot and they're growing their wealth as well, because they're likely to stick around a lot longer, right? If you've got employees that go to their spouse's holiday party and people are talking about all the great benefits that their company offers, and they have to sit there and go, yeah, well, I don't have that. That eventually is going to wear on them. So I would encourage you to look at putting some sort of employer-sponsored plan in place that rewards and attracts talent to your organization. More than anything, working with my business owner clients in today's world, I think I've got 5 different business owners right now that, when I met them, they've had a simple IRA plan set up, which quite frankly is not the same as a 401k. And from just a sheer attraction and retention standpoint, to be able to attract talent over, it's really hard for somebody to go home and say, hey, honey, the interview went great. She says, oh, do they offer a 401k? Well, they offer this thing called a simple IRA, just for them to be able to say, yeah, they offer a 401k, and yeah, they do match, whether it's a safe harbor match of 3% or whatever it is. I think that's a good tool to have in your tool belt to attract talent. I also think that it's perfectly fine that if you are going to offer a match, to make them be present, for a period of time before they can walk away with that match, right? So the nice part is with a simple IRA plan, anybody working and earning $5,000 a year or more in your organization, number one, you automatically have to have them in the simple plan, and you're automatically matching them 3%. So that to me, you're probably already doing that if you have a simple plan. The big thing with a 401k is you can put a vesting schedule on those matched dollars, right? So if somebody leaves you before a year worth of service or 2 years worth of service, you can claw and scrape back those dollars that you match them. Now they can still put their money into the plan and have it growing, but if they leave before then, you can scrape all that back. I think that that's perfectly acceptable, and encourage, quite frankly, clients to put vesting schedules in place on matched funds. A big thing that is happening in today's world, there's been a lot of changes that have come down the pipe with Secure Act 2.0. I know we're trying to talk on how to increase 401k participation, but I will tell you that new plans going forward in the Secure Act 2.0, basically, they've kind of mandated that you do an auto-enrollment for new plans in place. And the reason I like that is because people are lazy. And quite frankly, if you're auto-enrolling them into a plan and they have to literally log into their account and unenroll or take their contribution amount to zero, people just don't do it. So the participation rates in these plans is significantly higher by doing it that way. And it's kind of the federal government's way of protecting themselves a little bit because, again, Americans are terribly fiscally irresponsible, and the government's going broke paying for everybody, right? We all know the Social Security system's a joke. It's just kick the can down the road. It's essentially a giant Ponzi scheme, but hopefully they keep printing enough money to fulfill those obligations down the road, which I think they will, but it's not a well-funded plan. So the onus is kind of on us as individuals to start saving enough that we're able to retire someday. So I think this is a good first step, is having people be auto-enrolled in these plans, at least at the 3% or 4% portion, to where they're getting some sort of match, because we all know that you need to be putting away 10 to 15% if you actually want to replace your income someday and be saving that for 25, 30 plus years in order for that to work. If they're only auto-enrolled at 3% and getting a 3% match, that's only 6%. So they're not really all that close to achieving that financial independence someday, but it's a start, right? So again, I think you really want to get to a point where you're actually educating employees on why they need to be taking some of the onus on themselves to be saving some money. The other big thing with 401k over something like a simple IRA plan is Roth options, right? So for a lot of my business owners, for their income level, maybe the Roth option doesn't make as much sense now. If we can take and defer the tax on a pre-tax side of things, and they're in a 35% federal bracket, but we think in retirement we can pull the funds out via RMDs at a, call it 12 to 17% effective tax rate, right? We'll take that tax arbitrage that we're saving now and do it all pre-tax. But for many of our employees that are earning $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, that are in those lower brackets now at 10 to 12%, they absolutely should be taking advantage of utilizing the Roth 401k option. And for a lot of my business owner clients that, the minimal amount of 23.5 that they can stuff into a 401k anyways, a lot of them will say, well, I'd just rather do it as a Roth option anyways, because it's the best asset to leave and do your legacy planning with, right? Because if you leave pre-tax dollars to your kids, they've obviously now got to spend it down over 10 years, and that could create a tax obligation for them down the road, where if they inherit Roth dollars, they never have to touch the money and it can just continue to grow tax-free. So again, for your rank and file type employees, a Roth option is probably going to be a good option for them to be contributing to. So again, that's kind of my scream from the top of the mountain why you should be taking care of the employees on the 401k side of things. I know it's not fun or sexy to talk about, but I do think it is something necessary when you're thinking about running your business, why, you would want to have your employees be financially stable as well. It's only going to do you better as far as attracting and retaining talent. And I would highly encourage you all to, evaluate the plan that you've currently got, and or think about adding a plan. And if there's anything we can do from 401k side, employee benefits side of things, any of that, again, happy to help. Got a ton of resources in these spaces, and appreciate you guys' time.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with